Welcome, all my home shoppers out there. Today we are in the city of Leander, Texas, checking out a community called Horizon Lake. And the builder we're looking at is called Taylor Morrison. This is a Jacinta floor plan that's 4 beds, 3 baths, 2,459 square feet, 2 stories, has a 2-car garage, and it's priced at that's a typo there. It's priced at $585,099. That's from a price drop of $610,099. So that's about almost $25,000 price reduction that they just did for this lovely home. And one big draw to it is that it does back into a green belt and it's southeast facing, right? So these are huge. Having that green belt so you're not going to have any backyard neighbors is a huge plus. One thing that I really liked about this floor plan, let me pull it up here, is that this floor plan has the primary and the flexible space on the first floor. Now, that flex space you could use as a home office. That's what I would probably use it for, because you could use it as another bedroom, but it doesn't connect to a bathroom. And I just think because it has hardwood floors, it'd just be nicer to have a home office there. Now, here is the primary suite that we're in. This is towards the back of the house. The home office, we'll see here in a bit, there's a green belt, is towards the front of the house. So here's the primary bedroom. It has one walk-in closet, but it's huge. It's ginormous. So big enough for 2 people, but I just think it's nice when you have his and hers walk-in closet, especially at a price point that's $500,000 or above, but that's a preference of mine. Still nice to have one huge walk-in closet. And again, just having that flex space on the first floor, because I know, and it's on the opposite end of the house, because I know if people are using their home as a work from home situation, you kind of want that separation, that divide, to feel like you're not kind of working so closely to where you actually live. So you want that separation between where you work and sleep. And you definitely get that with this floor plan. Ooh, was I mistaken? Ooh, I was mistaken. That is another walk-in closet. Okay, so I was mistaken. I was looking at the wrong floor plan. There are 2 walk-in closets here. One we saw that was kind of going into the master bedroom. And then there's one walk-in closet that's from the actual bedroom itself. So you do have 2 there. That was my mistake. And here's the home office, the flex space I was talking about. It is carpeted, right? So you definitely can use this as a bedroom. It does have that closet, but it's a flexible space. You could definitely have a home office there if you wanted to. The floor plan I was looking at is just, they just labeled it as flex. So in this case, the builder decided to actually make it a room, but you could definitely use it as a home office, especially the way it's laid out. Typically, they usually have that as a home office or a bedroom. It's kind of flexible in that sense, but here they just decided to do a bedroom. But that's where I would put a home office, and then you have the bathroom here, or you could use it as a guest space, right? I know having a home office or having a guest space, a guest bedroom on the first floor is paramount for people in their living situation. So you could definitely also utilize this floor plan like that by either having that as a home office space, or if you have people that are visiting, you have in-laws, what have you, they have a bedroom that's apart from where you guys are, apart from the other remaining bedrooms on the second floor, and they have their own kind of private bathroom. And that's typically like what guests would use, and your guests, guests if there's just staying for the day, and guests if they're staying overnight. That's the bathroom they would use. Here's a 2-car garage. Now again, I really want to make note of that price drop that we saw. It went from $610,000 to $585,000. That's pretty significant. And again, having that primary and second bedroom on the first floor is clutch. I think that's a very smart layout design, especially for people's wants and needs right now. And this one does back into a greenbelt, and it's minutes. I'm glad I wrote that in there. This Taylor Morrison is the builder, and the community that we're in is Horizon Lake, and this is minutes away from Northline Leander and Lagoon Springs. That's going to be the huge draw to this community, and just buying a Taylor Morrison home is because you're going to be minutes away from Northline Leander. You can see there's still a little bit of construction going on across the street. They're definitely down to their final opportunities here. The salesperson was very confident that this home would sell this year, and all the remaining inventory, which isn't a lot, will be done by fall this year. So time is of the essence. And if you're really looking to score a brand new home, especially a Taylor Morrison home in the city of Leander, and you want to have great location as far as proximity to what's happening around you, like Northline and Leander Springs, that's going to be a huge draw. Now, one drawback to Leander Springs is that they haven't even broken ground yet. The developer, I think, missed one of their deadlines, and it kind of seems like that project's kind of been put on pause. But Northline, that has been popping off. There's a lot of movement happening. I'll link it in the description because I had a blast flying my drone and just capturing all the movement and just how quickly they're actually building it. Because right now, all they have is residential available for Northline. What they tend to do in the future, especially when it's all said and done, by 2031, at least that's their projected end date, is they're gonna have commercial and retail space on top of the residential space. So it's gonna be Leander's new downtown district. They can give it like Domain 2.0 for Leander, because the same developers that did the Domain is who's developing and doing the construction for Leander Northline. If I interpreted that correctly from the people who I was conversing with when I was touring these communities, right, and trying to get a lay of the land. So that's huge. Brand new home. Taylor Morrison, having proximity to Leander Northline and getting into a price point that's under 600. Under 600 in Leander, not too shabby, especially for a home like this. I think this has a very multiple purposes you could use this home, right? Having that primary and having that home office or maybe a second bedroom on the first floor is key. And having the remainder bedroom up top always makes sense to me. I think a lot of people look for these types of floor plans because, again, this is very in line with what people's needs and wants are and how they're living today, right? And how they want the space to be situated. So, and again, it hugs a greenbelt. You have this nice extended back patio. The elevation here, as far as, there's not a huge drop. I've been to new constructions where you just have a very steep slope. This is pretty level. I love that. Again, you're going to have this green belt here, and behind that green belt is a trail. It's a concrete paved walkable trail. We'll see that here with the drone shot in a second. And if I didn't put it in this video, I will definitely link it in the description, the aerial tour I did for Leander Northline, so you can get a really good feel of this area and see like what that's going to look like in the future, right? So here's your home. This is like the block you would be on, and you could just see how much green belt you're surrounded by. And we'll see the trail here in a bit if we turn around. But you can see this is like one of the final phases that they have. They're down to their final opportunities. You can see how everything else is kind of built out. There's Taylor Morrison, and I think Pulte Homes, if I'm not mistaken, here in this community still have some plots remaining to build. So you see where this lake is. That is the general area of where the lagoon's going to be. In that area that hasn't even started yet, but that is a catch and release pond. You can see the pier right there on the right hand side, but that's the general area. Look how close you are going to be with this home. And just right there off in the distance, I know it's going to be hard to see. Let me pause it here for a second. But if you go down this road just north, maybe less than 10 minutes, if that, you're going to be at Northline, Leander Northline, right? So that is going to be huge. Not to mention all the conveniences of having a major grocery store like H-E-B within a minute's drive. I mean, that's a big draw to Leander, is that all the conveniences are already built out and you're close proximity to a lot of different things. And just having these two master projects underway, it should give you confidence that you're buying into an area that has momentum on its side, that's going to have a lot of great future use for its side. So property values are going to maintain here. If not, appreciate very comfortably. So there's that trail I was mentioning earlier. See, there's that walking trail through the greenbelt there, and this is your home. This is your future Taylor Morrison home that could be all yours. And I haven't ran the comps yet, but if they just did a price drop that was almost 10,000-20,000, there might still be room for negotiating, depending on what kind of incentives they drop, right? I know Taylor Morrison is offering some incentives. It's only on their select inventory, so not on everything, on select inventory. And since this home is already built and it's move-in ready within the next 30-60 days, I'm sure they'll have some incentives that we can talk about. But that's something. Let's tour the home first. Let's fall in love with the layout and then talk incentives. That's the right order to do things, because don't let the incentives be such a huge motivating factor for you, because again, all these builders are offering something, and I really want you to fall in love with the space. how you tend to use the space. Is it practical for your current living, like your current needs? And then we'll figure out the incentive part, right? Because again, these builders will work with you. So how do you get in touch with me? What's the next step? We should definitely do a virtual chat of some kind. That's usually the quickest and most meaningful way to get a conversation with me, because I see it on my calendar, I can plan for it, and it's just a better conversation. If I usually have my number and a way you could text me, but if you do that, I'm usually in the middle of something, and 9 times out of 10, I'll tell you to schedule something anyway, because again, I have to live by my calendar, because in order for me to keep up with all this content and do my job as a real estate agent and still keep my sanity, I have to live and breathe by my calendar, and I believe in time blocking, and that's why I have it on my calendar as such. That way, we just have a better conversation, right? If you call me, I might be in the middle of something, and you could just tell that I'm distracted, and I know what's the point of having a discussion if I'm distracted. So use that link in the description to schedule a time. Reach out to me, email, or even text. Be like, hey, can we talk? And I can just forward you the link that way, right? So my name is Omar Pineda, your Austin realtor with eXp Realty. If you like all things new construction, subscribe to the channel. I have a huge playlist on nothing but new construction in the Austin area. Smash that like button if you got some value out of this video. I know it really helps me see my efforts, and I really just want to give you guys good content so you can get a good feel of how this new construction builder world is like, because I know walking to all these models can seem just wow, right? I mean, the model homes are beautiful, and there's just a lot of, keep in mind that probably has a bunch of upgrades, and the home that you're probably will end up be purchasing with the builders can be way different. So that's a conversation that we'll save for when we do our virtual chat. But hey, don't hesitate to reach out. New construction, in my opinion, is where you're going to find the best deals. So if you're a home buyer in 2024 and you're looking to score an amazing deal, you're looking at the interest rates. And a lot of buyers are very interest rate sensitive, as you should be. The builders, from what I've seen, are the only ones offering enough of financial incentive to help buy down that interest rate where the payments are comfortable, right? Because that's a big thing. Unaffordable houses, and the price points are too high. And what builders are doing to offset that is giving you some flexible cash that you can help with the closing costs, help buy down the interest rate. Well, those are all numbers that you could talk with their in-house lender, and they'll go over all that in greater detail, so it makes a lot more sense. But I think I'll wrap things up for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.